Hey paper dolls, it's Madeline. Welcome back to my channel. I am here today to do a flip through of 2 more cookbook junk journals that will be listed in the shop by the time you're seeing this. So let's just go ahead and get started with the flip through. This is the first one I have, and it is going to be the Jack of Clubs. Okay. And here is the tassel that comes with it. And you get your fork, and you get your milk cap. And this one is, these books are smaller. Let me grab my ruler and get you guys a measurement. Okay, so this is going to be they're about 8 by 6. And they're made with this is a vintage Betty Crocker party cookbook for the cover. Okay, and this is a vintage tablecloth on the spine. And let's go ahead and get started. So on the inside, I left this as it is. I thought that was really pretty with the blue. All right, so the first signature, of course, I have sewn in upside down because that seems to be what I'm doing lately. But I'll go ahead and flip through before I fix that. It's really funny. So we've got some vintage papers in here, some vintage envelopes, vintage ledger, old cookbook pages. And I, of course, will fix that. Second signature. Ooh, guys. Got more vintage cookbook pages. We've got a guest check here. We've got some more vintage grid paper. I tried to do, since this is a party cookbook, I tried to do a lot of different party recipes, different seasonal recipes, and this one to kind of go with the theme of party, and it's got, you can see all the different holidays on it, which is what I really loved about it, the cover to begin with. Let's see, I really tried to do a good vintage, you know, a good selection of vintage cookbook pages, wallpaper here, children's party. It was fun to kind of get some of my smaller, that's like an onion skin paper. This is decoupaged on paper on vintage cookbook pages. Really pretty scrapbook paper here in the center, onion skin paper. It was fun to pull out some of my smaller pages to use in this book, because this is much smaller than what I've been making lately. And so, yeah, it was kind of nice to switch it up a bit and do something a little bit different than what I've been doing lately, which are the big ones. So, really pretty resume paper, harvest loaf cake, and there it is. That's the flip through of Betty Crocker's party book. I mean, I think this is becoming a thing, right? Oh my goodness. Here we go. I'll show y'all how this goes this way. I love this cookbook page. I love this too. I think maybe that's how I get mixed up, is I look at pages like this, which are not really directional. They can go either way. And then, you know, I go to sew them in, and then some of them obviously are directional, so I will fix that. But yep, there you go. I mean, honestly, that's the only one that would be upside down or backwards. So I guess that's how I'm doing that. I'm not really sure. Anyway, this is the Jack of Clubs right here. All right. And then moving on, I have got the Queen of Clubs here. All right. And this is the fun tassel. Chunky tassel. Got your milk cap, your fork. Okay, all your fun things on there. Okay, and this is your outdoor cookbook. Again, a vintage tablecloth on the spine. Okay, same size as the other. And we'll get started. Got scrapbook paper, wallpaper. So this is like an outdoor cookbook. So I tried to do some like cookout pages in this one. Lots of a good variety. Making beautiful memories. Coffee dye paper. That's like a parchment paper. More wallpaper. Okay, second signature. We've got the decoupage paper here, which is really fun, kitschy. Picnic, map pages. Here's a rib roast dinner. Really pretty cake page here. Vintage ledger. And then last signature, I put another piece of that. I love these with the pink and the illustrations. I just think they're so pretty. More wallpaper. Vintage pages here. I thought that was fun. Chocolate swirled strawberries in the center there. More wallpaper. I love these pages here. More vintage type ledger papers. More wallpaper. Look at that. Envelope pies. This is just, this is really cool. This is like a vintage reproduction. Well, it's from 1981, an antique magazine, but this is about tea kettles and stuff for your table. So it's, you know, related to cooking. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? And then there it is. Okay. So this one is the Queen. All right, and then let me show you real quick the goodie pack that comes along with. And they're going to be similar for both of these, okay? So I'm just going to show you one. And this one is the one for the Betty Crocker, the Party Cookbook. So in both of these, you're going to get the entire inside of your book, or most of it, all right? So you're really going to get all these great images and whatnot, okay, that come inside. And then, of course, you're going to get like all your offcuts and everything. You're going to get a little baggie that is full of some handmade ephemera that coordinates with your book. Let's see, you're going to get a really pretty paper clip. Let's see, this is stamped. Homemade envelopes. You know, just things to use in your book. And here you're going to get more. This is a handmade wallpaper envelope. This is a fun little tag pocket. Some embossed things. Okay, some other just fun ephemera pieces to use. Okay, you're also going to get in here whale tail tabs and a lot of like vintage tickets and recipe cards, blank recipe cards, stuff like that. And then here you're going to get a lot more, lots of recipe cards. This is a sheet from a vintage, this is a really cool book. Terminal Food Drug Center delivery service, meat, grocery, drugs, and just a lot more, you know, pages, cookbook pages, good assortment from different cookbooks and whatnot. I mean, really, you would have almost enough here to make an entire, you know, another journal if you wished, so desired. All right. So that's lots of fun things to play with. And so each book is going to get a similar packet of goodies. All right. Now, right before I end the video, I have something else I want to show you guys. I made a lot of covers. I made a whole lot of covers. So these are going to be, you can message me through Etsy or send me an email. My info's down below. these are going to be custom orders. So I'm not going to make these right now, but if you reach out to me and say, hey, I like the King of Diamonds or whatever, then I'll be happy to make it for you. Otherwise, I'll probably put them up, and when I do another collection of cookbook journals, I'll just have some covers already made, ready to go. So this one is going to be the King of Diamonds, all right? And this is the vintage tablecloth on the spine of that one, all right? And this is the only one that doesn't have an additional piece of trim here, because honestly, I just thought that was so pretty, the way this tore, that this was, I was able to tear it and the way it looked, that I just wanted to leave it. I didn't want to cover that up, okay? So that's the King, and so like I said, these are not going to be in my shop. These are going to be a custom. If you want it, reach out. Okay, this is the Queen of Diamonds, all right? And this is the vintage tablecloth on the spine of this one, the trim, all right? And let me get you a measurement on these. This one is 11 by 8, so that one's bigger. And then this one, I think, is the biggest. Let's see here, about 11 by 9 on that one. Okay, and so that was the Queen here. This is the Jack of Diamonds, and this is going to be 10 by like 6 1/4. And this is not a vintage, well, it might be a vintage tablecloth, I cannot remember, but it's definitely vintage fabric. And this one I lined with some wallpaper because it needed a little help on the inside. Okay, so there is this cover. Here is this is the 10 of Diamonds. Okay, favorite recipes of America desserts, strawberry, vintage tablecloth here. Look at the back cover, isn't that fun? Okay, and there's the inside of that one. And then finally, this is the 9 of Diamonds. Okay, and this one is the only one that is not a hardback. It's more of a cardboard cover, so it's lighter. And this is just regular, like a kitchen themed fabric on this one too. And I did line, to give it a little bit extra stability, this is some wallpaper I lined on the inside of it. All right, and so there is that cover. Very cute. So again, y'all reach out if anybody's interested in these, but these will be in my shop when you are seeing this video. And thank you so much, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye, paper dolls.